What's up, friends? Shane here from Modern Warrior Project, and in today's video, I'm going to cover three unique, relatively unique, or a little less known items, I would say, that I recommend every prepper have in their kit to help mitigate and protect against a radioactive threat. You very well may have heard of all these, especially if you're a seasoned prepper, but if you're new and kind of beginning, you probably haven't heard of them, and you may not have heard of all of them. Either way, they're much more affordable than once were, and so let's talk about them. All right, so first on our list, and this is in no particular order, is a Geiger counter. So Geiger counters nowadays are a lot more accessible than they used to be. I'll put a link to the one that I have. It's around $60 on Amazon. So the idea of a Geiger counter is this is going to act as a preventative measure, a mitigation measure for you. Ultimately, if I'm stuck into a fallout zone, I want to shelter in place. I want to get out of any of that fallout, don't absorb, minimize as much as I can. However, a Geiger counter will allow me to know if it's safe to move. For instance, I live within a distance of a nuclear power plant. If it were to have a meltdown, part of my prep plan is to immediately start taking air quality measures and know if we can get out of town fast enough. So that's where a Geiger counter is going to come in. Likewise, if you're navigating through an environment and you don't know where there may be radiation present, a number of things could have caused such a situation, then you utilize a Geiger counter. Much more affordable than they used to be, and I highly recommend getting one, putting it in your kit. So the next thing on our list is an anemometer. So this gives you all kinds of readings on wind and direction and speed and all of that. And obviously, you can use this for a number of things, but in this particular scenario, if you will, in context of this video, this allows you to help better estimate where that radiation is coming from. If an explosion or the meltdown in my case happened to the east and I've got the wind going to the west, that's my benefit. If it's coming to the east, I know it's coming closer to me, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so an anemometer is something else, relatively cheap. You can pick them up on Amazon, and I would definitely throw it in your kit. And finally, the third item, which I didn't bring down, it's in my medical stores, is potassium iodide, Ki. So potassium iodide is even recommended by the CDC, believe it or not. Of course, they say don't take it unless emergency, officials, CDC officials, FEMA, tell you to go ahead and take this. But what it is it's a pill that you can take, and it blocks your thyroid. So it blocks your thyroid from certain types of radiation. So in the event that I know that there's a nuclear meltdown or there's some kind of other radioactive fallout going on, I'm going to pop the recommended dose of potassium iodide. It's going to help to mitigate some of our radiation exposure. Now, note, it doesn't, it's not a free-for-all. I can pop this and go walking through a nuclear wasteland. Absolutely not. But it will help mitigate some of the radiation I absorb. Potassium iodide, you can pick that up on Amazon as well, and a number of other places. So that's three things that I would recommend that you throw into your kit. Quick recap. 1, Geiger counter or something to that effect. 2, an anemometer, which is going to allow you wind speed and direction. And 3, potassium iodide. You throw those three things in, and you've got a great start at being able to navigate through or out of a nuclear radioactive environment. I highly encourage you to pick those up. They're much more affordable than they used to be. And if you have some, and there's certainly some other things that I have in the kit. These are just three that I think are a little undercovered, or at a minimum, someone who's new coming in doesn't necessarily know or have the knowledge to pick up. So I hope that helps you, and share your comments and thoughts below.